Hey everyone, and welcome back to Bowl with Value. I'm Valerie Bercier, and this week we're going to do another skills and drills portion of the channel. We're going to talk about drift. So there was a question in the comments last week about drift. I think I had mentioned it in the video that I use drills to eliminate my excessive drift, but I do actually still drift a little bit. So we're going to talk about what's a good drift and what's a bad drift. So stick around and see what we have.
Ready to go by 12. Pass it. Really good look.
All right, we are back here at Sherman Bowling Center. We got lane 19 today. Might be a little extra noise. People are bowling and stuff, so we are going to talk about drift. There was a comment, like I mentioned in a previous video, about somebody drifting about 10 boards right. I actually drift a little left, and as long as you're, for right-handers, as long as you're not drifting into your swing, then a left drift is actually okay, can sometimes be even beneficial. So I'm gonna just throw a couple shots. I've got a camera down below filming my feet so that you can see and we can kind of analyze what my feet are doing, how many boards I'm drifting, what I'm targeting, and I'll give you some tips if you do drift, how to correct it. I'm gonna line up same kind of as usual. This is the longer house pattern, so I'm gonna target like 16, 17. Isn't my best shot. So I stood on 22, 23, and I slid on 26, 27. I'm gonna throw one more so I can get an accurate, like literally accurate placement of my foot. I line up with the, and I'll kind of point to this camera down here. I line up with this part of my foot because on the line here on the board, that's exactly where you can line up the same every single time. If you use the top of your foot, I mean, are you going to line up with this part of your foot sometimes, this part of your foot? It just doesn't seem as accurate. And then if somebody else is looking at where you're sliding, they're going to look at this part because then you're actually literally sliding on that board or that half board. So let's do one more and I'll tell you exactly where I'm standing. So I'm going to line up. We'll do 23. So this is 20, big dots 20, 1, 2, 3, and I'm on the 23rd board. And I'll put my foot a little bit behind it so that I can open up my ankles just a little bit. So if I'm trying to open, and I'm actually targeting, I'm literally looking at 17 at the arrows. Okay, I hit 16 going right. It came in and I slid on 26. So from 23 to 26, drifted 3 boards and I hit 16 at the arrows. So 26 hit 16. So the 10 board spread from where I slid to where I hit. And if I hit 17, it would have been 9 boards. So I actually opened my target, my angles. I tried to say that word at the same time. And so I crossed 16, probably, I don't know where it got to. Apologies. Sometimes I watch that, sometimes I don't. But it got out pretty far, 7-ish. So that's a pretty spread, like 10 boards is plenty. That's about as much as I ever need to have as a spread. So, excuse me, let me just do that again. So again, I'm putting this here, my foot behind so that I can open it up so I can look at 17 at the arrows. I'm just gonna do that one more time, see if I drift 3 again. Okay. Oh, and I actually set on 27. So 4, drifted 4 that shot. My drift is about 3 to 4 depending. If I were to look further left, or I shouldn't even say that. If I look further left, then I'm actually less likely to, or let me think. If I look further left, am I less likely to drift left? I'm actually more likely to walk straight, to be honest, or potentially drift left. If I'm looking further right, I'm more likely to walk toward my target, into my target. So there's a good chance that if somebody is drifting right, it's because they're standing too far left. So say they're trying to stand on 30, but they're looking at 10. So if I'm standing on 30, looking at 10, that's a 20 board difference. I mean, I've never done that. And actually, if I do that because of my accuracy and my tendency to drift left, I will probably throw it in the gutter. So I'm not gonna throw that shot for you because I'm also not risking or willing to risk drifting right and then smashing my ankle because I've done that before. So let me see here. What I'm gonna actually try to do for you guys is move further right, keep my target closer to me. So originally 2317, you're gonna make me do math here, 6 boards. So then, or I'm gonna make myself do math, you're not making me do anything. Okay, so 6 board different. So I'm actually gonna try to do like a 4 board difference, try to play straighter and see what I hit, see what I slide on, see what I hit. So I'm gonna target, well, I'll actually try to target 14. We'll call it that, maybe 15. And so then if I'm gonna have like a 4 board spread, that would be me standing on 19. And again, if I wanna not circle it, I'm gonna bring my foot right next to it, right next to my left, so that my ankles are closed, hips are square, and I'm looking at 14, 15. And I hit 15, 16, and I slid on like 21 and a half. So if I stood on 19, slid on 21 and a half, 20, 21, it's like 2.5 boards. So when I keep my target closer to me, I can walk straighter. I'm not gonna drift as far left. And that way I'm not trying to hit, like if I stood on 19 and I'm trying to hit 5, like there's a good chance that I'm gonna try to walk right. So you really wanna keep your target within, I would say 4, depending on your drift, 4. If you drift left, then you can actually look a lot closer to you. If you're like standing on top of your target, say I'm standing 15, I'm sorry, 10, yeah, 15, and I'm trying to like hit 15, odds are I'm gonna drift over and try to hit 15. So in terms of drift and targeting, just really make sure, that's like the biggest tip right now. Take a video, see what you're doing. It may not actually be swing related. A lot of the time it could just be targeting and positioning. All right, so last shot here, and I'm going to, we'll do that again. 19 and 14, 15. And I got it out a little bit. Yeah. Ooh, and I actually drifted about 1 more board than the previous shot. I kind of felt it. I have a tendency to loop. So I hope that was helpful for you. That was a really quick little chat about drifting and targeting and how your drift can be impacted primarily by where you're targeting on the lane. So if you do drift right, move right, leave your target the same, or when you continue to move left, keep moving your target so that it's more in front of you, so that you stop walking into your swing. If you drift too far left, also again, could be targeting. So last shot here. Maybe I can strike, see what I drift. I'm gonna stand on 22. And maybe, ooh, that's okay. All right, that's it for this week. I hope that was helpful for you, that quick discussion on drift. If you haven't already, please like and subscribe and leave us a comment. Let us know if there is anything within the brands of Brunswick you'd like to see compared, reviewed, or discussed, because we do this every week. So with that, I'll see you next week. Bye.